Alrighty, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 52 of Hit the Books, podcast all about sports betting, the best bets you should be taking, and everything surrounding sports. This week, we are getting closer and closer to that NFL season. Like I keep saying, each and every week, we asked ChatGPT for the record of every NFL team this upcoming season. We're here to show you what they said, as well as college football here starting this weekend with Week 0. So lots to look forward to as we go through that and our normal repertoire in the NHL and the MLB. But without further ado, let's introduce my co-hosts here with me this week, Huff and Mackie. Huff, you want to get us rolling? What do you got?
Yeah, what's going on? We're happy to be back another week closer to the NFL starting. Like you said, college football gets started this weekend. Got a little talking point to kick that off, but Florida State it's a good game to start the season off. I know Georgia Tech's nothing exciting. It is over in Ireland, so just get our feet wet within the world of college football with next week a lot of big games going. Penn State, West Virginia will be in attendance for that one. Obviously, there's a couple other big ones with A&M, Notre Dame. I forget the other big ones, but next Saturday is mainly the big kickoff. We're just kind of leading up to it, but we're about 10 days away from legit meaningful football. Obviously, other than this game in Ireland, but for the rest of the country.
Right. Even so, it's going to be a good first weekend of college football here to get us warmed up before the first real week college football, as well as the NFL shortly after. Mackie, take it away. What do you got for us?
Yeah, obviously getting excited for college football. College football is definitely one of my favorite sports to watch. But like Huff said, 10 days until actual kickoff for the whole country. We getting our feet wet this week. But MLB still going. It's going well. Playoff push is getting good. Mets are playing well. Pirates kind of fell out of it. Red Sox are playing decent. But yeah,
Just keeping themselves in the conversation as they will until the end, and then be out by 2.5 games at the end of the season.
Mets are kind of in the same situation, so I can't say much, but definitely both keeping it interesting up to this point.
Heck yeah, boys. Lots of good stuff. Why don't we get started here with the starting segment that Huff put in here with college football kicking off this weekend. Let's rank our top 3 college football stadiums that you want to see a game at. Who wants to get us rolling in this one? Mackie, why don't you?
Yeah, I can get us started here. I'm going to go 3-1. I'm going to do an honorable mention to Ohio Stadium at Ohio State. I've been there. It was a great atmosphere. I think I would have ranked it a little higher if it was more of a meaningful game, but I was a little underwhelmed while I was there. But there is still an honorable mention right there. Number 3, I'm going to go Bryant-Denny. I just think that's vintage. It's Alabama football. You want to see a game there for sure. That crowd gets electric. Number 2, I'm going to go Tennessee, Neyland Stadium. It's probably not going to be on either of your lists, but I think Tennessee gets rowdy, and I think the SEC just kind of bumps, and their fans definitely come out to play. And number 1, Jesse, I'll shout you out. I'm going to go Penn State. I think the whiteout is the best thing in college football. It's electric what they get going there, and that's my top 3.
Well, maybe we need to go to a Penn State game.
Dude, I'm not even kidding me. I really wanted Ace to be here because I was talking to Mackie this week, and I was like, dude, maybe this year we do a huge college football game instead of a NFL game.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'm not even saying Penn State, but I'm saying dude, Florida, Alabama, and go to Tallahassee. None of us have been to an SEC game, so I think that would be the coolest.
That'd be sweet.
Me and Mackie were talking about this weekend. We can throw that in our next meeting whenever we're talking about that instead of an NFL game. But my list, honorable mentions to Oregon and Tennessee, 2 that I always wanted to go to. Mackie, the Rocky Top. I do think Tennessee's a sick stadium. I love their uniforms, so they kind of have a special place in my heart. Number 3, I'm going to go Florida. I love the, Won't Back Down, Tom Petty. A lot of these are around the theme songs they do and things I want to see in person. Like I said, I've been to Virginia Tech. I said that before this. Enter Sandman. That's one of the most classic entrances in college football. Number 2, Jesse, I do have your Penn State Nittany Lions. Never been to a Penn State game. First one has to be a whiteout, though. I can't just go to Penn State fucking Minnesota. Even though last year I think the whiteout was against Minnesota. This year I think it's against Washington, so that's obviously an upgrade. That might be something we want to keep our eye on to go to. Number 1, LSU. I think that's my unanimous number 1. As soon as I thought of this list, it was LSU and then everyone else. But I do think Penn State probably. Mackie, I kind of agree. It's probably one of the coolest scenes in college football, especially when they do it on the Saturday night and Beaver Stadium's
Who is
rocking. But
that? Who is that clip against when they were playing Mo Bamba and they had to
Michigan,
they called a timeout before they can even
he's
snap the first
he's
play?
he's
That's
he's
all you
clapping
think
and then
of.
he's calling the timeout and they
Yeah,
can't
he's
even get it.
clapping because the center can't even hear him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and-
just what you think of when you think of college football hype stadium.
yeah. Mine would probably be my number one game would probably be Bama LSU in LSU.
I was gonna say Bama, LSU, and Bama, but yeah, definitely. I think Baton Rouge is pretty sick too.
Great picks. I think LSU is a good pick. That was one of my honorable mentions. Thanks for giving Penn State the shout out. But for me, I went with Bryant Denny for number 3 because I don't know. I like Alabama, but
I feel like most of the people that make this list, it's all gonna be SEC schools and then like your occasional Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon.
Nobody's
You know what
saying
I
the
mean?
big
Like,
house yet, though.
I that doesn't
Fuck,
interest me.
fuck
The other
Michigan.
the other one that I'm just not a Notre Dame fan, but that's like a classic stadium. A lot of people always
very
say they
true.
want to go there.
I said the Rose Bowl for a number 2.
That's a good one. I was
Okay.
gonna throw that in there. I was gonna
'Cause
throw that in there.
Okay.
It's one of those things like I've seen it a bunch because of TV, because of Penn State was always in the Rose Bowl, but like never been there, and I would like to go there. And then Neyland Stadium. I love how they do the orange and the white checkered. I think that's so fucking cool. Like it's just the coordination is so cool.
Tennessee was a
Mackie,
favorite.
Mackie, do
Mackie
you know
didn't think
the
it was.
do you
Could
know
be.
the Virginia Tech Enter Sandman?
What do you mean? Do I know it?
Metallica? Like, do you know
Yeah,
the
of
intro
course.
they do? Yeah, dude, that place is rocking.
Yeah, remember when the fucking club hockey team used to try to fucking take that
Yeah, they
over?
tried to steal it. It's like,
All right,
no,
dude.
no.
There's like 13 people in the stands. Relax.
Yes.
The truth.
Yeah. That's a good list.
Yeah, good stuff there, boys. Let's keep things going here. Some notable dates coming up. Like I said, college football week 0 here this weekend, and the NFL regular season just 2 weeks away. And we're really pumped for that, really ready to get into that. But with that, let's jump into what we have for the NFL. Starting off here with the positional rankings. I believe it's on top 5 teams coming into this season.
Yeah, I think we got through every position. I'm not exactly sure. I was kind of banking on Ace to see that. Did not clearly, but let's we'll just kind of do our individual power rankings. Mackie, what do you think about that?
All right, you start. You
I
start.
kind of
though.
want it off the top of the dome, so damn, you threw that right back at me. I wanted to
you were trying to throw it at me. No, sir. All right, we can do.
Let's
We can
do it
do
together.
top
Let's do
5.
it together. Let's do it together. Number
Yeah, how you
one,
gonna do it
Chiefs.
together.
We're gonna
All right.
talk through it. We're gonna talk
so
through it.
we're going 1 to 5 here.
Yeah, we're gonna go 1 to 5. It'll make it easier because
go
neither of us have a
consensus.
list prepared for this.
We can go consensus 1. Consensus
All right.
2.
Chiefs. Who do you go to?
Niners.
I was gonna say Niners. There's some question
Don't
marks
say the
there.
Ravens. Don't say
I
the
think you
Ravens.
still have to, no, I think you still have to put the 49ers there. 3, I'll give the Ravens that spot.
Give me a second.
I was gonna go Lions 4.
Oh, no way, dude.
Who would you put? Who's
You're jumping the
who's
gun on
3
the
through
Lions.
5? Dude, they were in the NFC Championship last year.
Yeah, but so was shit. Oh, you're just putting the 4 teams that were in the AFC or in the
That's
championship.
kind of what
games
most
last
people
year.
do in preseason
No,
rankings.
come on. Yeah, but
The 5th team is where you got to kind of look at it.
like people are talking about the Packers winning this damn division. You're putting the Lions at 4.
No, I don't think the Packers are going to win this division.
I
still
wanna
think
say
the Lions.
Eagles
I think it's now the Lions division. I have the Eagles at 5.
Let's go. Okay, I'll go Eagles.
I was
4, Lions 5.
I was getting our NFL power rankings graphic ready yesterday and just putting logos in. And I literally put in Chiefs. I did Chiefs, Ravens, Niners, Lions, Eagles, but I agree it's Niners, Ravens. I have the Lions at 4, Eagles at 5.
Okay, what about like where are you going 6, 7, 8?
I'm not big on. You know who's? I'm not. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like maybe Bengals in that picture.
Texans,
in
Cowboys,
this order.
Bengals in that order.
Texans, Cowboys, Bengals.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah. All right. Now let's
Packers
just get
9.
10. Packers. Okay. I'm still not ready for the Jets. They're not. I'm not putting them at 10.
Dolphins. Dolphins or Rams.
I was gonna say the Rams. I'd rather say the Rams.
I don't want to jump the gun on the Rams because you're losing Aaron Donald this year. I mean, obviously, I know they still have everything else, but
I think
Listen, dude,
I
teams
think the
had
Rams.
people had the Rams winning like 5 games last year, and they ended up being they were a playoff team, right?
Yeah, they lost to the Lions.
Yeah.
Jared Goff beat his
I
old
think
team.
me and you were like the only ones that were actually like high on them.
On the Rams, yeah. I'm big on them again this year. I just like McVay. I think he's kind
I
of like
like
one of those
Stafford.
coaches.
I'm a big
He'll
Stafford guy.
always work with what he has.
They still have the two studs at receiver. They still have Kyron Williams. They have a
I
decent
think
O
he could
line, I
kind of
guess.
regress a little bit this year, but
Who, Kyron?
yeah,
Yeah, it's a running
just kind
back.
of like a yeah. But I still think Nakua and Cooper Kupp are studs.
With Matthew Stafford, dude. Matthew Stafford's so
And they
underrated.
drafted well, dude. They got Jared Verse on the defensive side of the ball. I know you said they got. I mean, you lost a Hall of Famer, but they did draft well on the defensive side of the ball. Their first round pick in a couple years, and they used it on him. So, I think the Rams are up there as one of the. I'd say they're a top 10 team in the NFL going into this year. If
Yeah,
not, they're 11.
yeah. There's like 2 or 3 teams I think you can go like 10, 11, 12. But yeah, they're right there.
Dolphins. Did we throw them in there?
I said Dolphins were gonna. It was either Dolphins
Rams.
or Rams at 10.
That's 10 and 11. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a solid list. I think well, and then plus we have another
Nobody
week.
nobody out of the NFC South.
No, I'm not big on the. I have to see it before I can believe it from these Falcons.
Yeah, me too. I think
I've
Jets
seen
is
that.
sitting right there too. Jets probably a 12.
Yeah, yeah, they're just outside of that top 10.
I just need to see it to believe it. It's still the Jets.
But we'll get our first power rankings out the Monday before week 1. What is that? That'll be the 2nd, so a little over a week away. But yeah, September 2nd we'll have our first power rankings of the year out. But leading up to it, it's kind of me and Mackie figuring out our top 10 teams in the NFL. But like I said, we'll release our top 5 going into week 1 that week.
Great stuff, guys. Here with that, a good transition into I asked ChatGPT for the record of every NFL team this upcoming season. I'm curious if you guys can not predict. I guess it's more predict like what the order is. So like AFC East, like who do you think's at the top? Who do you think ChatGPT says at the
Oh,
top?
should I not be looking at the list right now? I was just looking at it.
I didn't really think of that, but like, so okay, I guess I don't want to. I didn't just want to read through them. I guess was my goal.
Yeah, no.
But I
We'll
shouldn't
kind of
have
go
put it in
through.
there.
So here's how we should do it. Just all right. AFC East. It has the Bills winning the division at 12-5, with the Dolphins right behind them at 11-6, and the Jets 2 wins back. Patriots in the basement of the division. I personally think the Dolphins are going to win this division. I know a couple weeks ago I said the Bills. I'm going to go back and forth on these two teams all year. It's really just the Jets that I don't believe in to win this division. I'd rather see the Dolphins. I can't doubt Josh Allen, but Mackie, I don't know who you have winning this division, but I do think it's going to look like that at the end of the year with either one of those teams just one win ahead and they get the division.
I think all 3 are going to be right there. I think it's going to be really close. You could even see one of them end up missing the playoffs just because it's all going to be so tight. But I'm going to go Dolphins as well, but I think it's all going to be within them, the Bills, and the Jets within like one game.
I could actually see them all have won. Like I could see the Dolphins win the division at 11-6, and the Bills
I'm going to say
10-7?
one team's 11-6, 2 teams are going to be 10-7.
Yeah,
And then the Patriots, I think 7.
I think 11-6 wins you that division because
Yeah,
they're gonna beat each other
They'll
up, and
beat
the
each other.
Patriots aren't gonna go 0-6 in division games.
I don't know.
I don't know. They don't have Belichick anymore. I can't talk myself into that.
I think the Patriots can win 3 games this year.
I was just gonna say. I think what's their total at 4.5.
Yeah, I think so. I would
I
slam
think
that under.
7 wins is crazy. Predicts the Patriots go 7-10. That's insane. But yeah, just kind of keep rolling with it like that. So the AFC North, Bengals winning the division at 12-5. I do agree with that. Ravens right behind them at 11-6. Steelers is predicting their first or under 500 season under Mike Tomlin. I don't think Steelers are going to win the division. I just think they'll find a way to be 9-8 even with a hell of a schedule. But I do think the Bengals win the division. I think you agree with that as well.
I think this is a pretty accurate division right here. 12-5, 11-6. Browns at 9-8. Steelers 8-9. I also think the Steelers will find a way to go 9-8. But I think this is great. I think it goes in this order.
Yeah, I could see us and Cleveland both have 9 wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you guys will be right there.
AFC South. Is ChatGPT predicting a CJ Stroud tears his ACL with this one?
I'm not sure.
Jacksonville Jaguars winning the division at 10-7. Titans in the second place at 7-10. Colts at 6-11, and the Texans at 5-12.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Texans winning this division. I think this is they must have simmed a Madden thing and CJ
He
Stroud
tore his
tears his
ACL week
ACL in
one.
week 1 or something like that. So I think the Jags finish 8-9, 9-8 in second place. I think the Titans and Colts, that's a pretty decent prediction right there. But I think the Texans go 11-6, I'll say. 10-7 maybe.
I think 11 yeah, yeah. I don't know their schedule, but I'm big on. I think the Titans are a little better than people think. I think, obviously, not in this scenario. I think 7-10 is around what they'll be at. I think their totals set at 6.5. I do like them to go over 6.5 wins. I think they've done enough in the receiving game. I think Levis will do enough with that. They have a good or a decent side of the ball in defense. Um, not a terrible not a great division. They really just have to worry about Houston. I think the other games they can win, especially those home games. But um, another team, I don't know. I'm kind of sneaky watching Jacksonville this year as a wild card team. I don't like them, but I could kind of talk myself into any three of these teams going on a run. But I do have Houston win the division. Run to make the playoffs. Let's clarify that.
Yeah, I just think I think there's one team out of this division that makes the playoffs.
I agree, but I think I see. I think Jacksonville could sneak in as a seventh seed if they go 10-7. They're going to be right there.
Yeah. They got to go 10-7 though.
Yeah, they got to beat Houston in Jacksonville. They're going to win their divisional game.
Everyone always splits in that division though. So I feel like there's no easy games in that division at all.
Yeah.
All right, AFC West next here. They have the Chiefs winning the division 13-4. Chargers behind them at 10-7. Broncos at 8-9, and the Raiders at 6-11, taking that last place spot. That makes some sense.
Broncos 8-9 is way too generous. I think
I
that
agree.
you flip the Broncos and the Raiders, not those records, but you flip their spots. I think they both finish around. Oh, the Raiders probably be like 7-10. Broncos, I think they'll win 5 games. Bo Nix has looked good in preseason, though. Not gonna lie, but it's not the regular season. I think the
Yeah,
Chargers
he's
go.
given them
Chargers go.
reason to believe, but I don't think there's enough around him.
Yeah, let me see it in the regular season, and then I'll believe. Chargers 8-9. I'm gonna call no playoffs for them, and I think obviously the Chiefs win this division.
I think I agree. I think the Chiefs are the only playoff team out of this division.
Over to the NFC here, real quick. The Eagles taking that division 13-4 as well, same as the Chiefs. Cowboys behind them at 11-6. Giants at 9-8, just above 500 there, and the Commanders with a 6-11 record.
I think the Eagles and the Cowboys will not have that many wins. I think the Eagles.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I think Eagles 11 wins, Cowboys 10.
I was gonna say that exact same thing, and I think you're giving the Giants 9 wins is like absolutely insane. Commanders in third place. I'm gonna say 7-10. Giants in fourth.
5-12.
5-12.
Yeah, Dable gets fired at the end of the year.
No, he gets fired when they're 1-7 to start the season.
Yeah, true.
Alrighty, NFC North here. Huff, those Detroit Lions 11-6, winning that division. Minnesota Vikings at 10-7, Packers 8-9, and the Bears 7-10 with Caleb Williams.
Crazy.
I think, yeah, this had to be before the McCarthy injury, or I don't know. Maybe they have faith in Sam Darnold. I don't know.
I think
but
it's just ChatGPT being ChatGPT, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have the Lions in that situation winning this division. I think the Packers will be right behind them. Maybe 2 wins less at I don't know 10. I think the Lions could reach 12 wins this year, especially with Minnesota going down with a bunch of injuries all around the offense. We'll have to see how Chicago clicks. But I do think the Vikings will finish in last place in this division, and the Bears in third.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lions 11-6. I like that. Packers 9-8 in second. I think they missed the playoffs actually.
I think Bears 8-9.
Bears 8-9, perfect. Vikings 6-11.
Yeah. I think the Lions will have 2 games on the second place team in this division.
Alrighty, NFC South, Saints winning that division at 10-7. This was before some news, I believe, that came out. But Falcons 8-9, Panthers 7-10, the Bucks at 6-11.
I'm gonna go Falcons 9-8 to win the division. Saints also at 9-8, don't win the division. Bucks 7-10. I think the Bucks have more of a down year. I like Baker though, so I could see that actually flipping. But Panthers 7 wins is crazy. I think they're gonna win 4. 4-13 is a good prediction for the Panthers.
Yeah, I think it'll go. I think it'll go Falcons, Saints, Bucks. Or not Saints. Falcons, Bucks, Saints. Sorry, Panthers. It's so hard to predict the wins in this division
It's gonna
because
be tight at the top.
next thing you know, we'll get a Thursday night game in Carolina where it's raining, and Carolina's going to beat the Falcons, and you know what I mean. Like they always split this division
It's
too
gonna
because
be
all the teams are always
yeah.
so bad.
And they always drop a crazy game or win a crazy
Yeah,
game.
like
Fuck.
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the Bucks, the Bucks are the one team that I could see win the division more than the Saints, just because of Baker doing it, making the playoffs last year, the veterans they have on that team, Evans, Godwin. Um, I know they lost who was it, Devin White to the Eagles. That was a huge addition for them. Still have Levante David, still have Antoine Winfield, Wirfs on the offensive line. That's still a a star-studded team down there in Tampa Bay. I wouldn't count them out.
True.
Alrighty, final division here, the NFC West here. The 49ers leading the division 12-5. Seahawks at 10-7, Rams 8-9, and the Cardinals in the basement there 4-13.
Mackie, I
Niners
want to hear your. This is my hot take of the divisions.
Niners 13-4, Rams 10-7. I'll give them. I'm gonna go Seahawks at 7-10, and then I'll go Cardinals. Not far behind.
I don't think the Cardinals are far behind. I could honestly see that. I love the
6 and
Seahawks
11.
defense. This defense or this division, I really just don't like the 49ers in this division. I do think the Rams can sneak this out. I'm going to say that. I'll stand by it just for a case of debate here. I think the Rams can win this division with 11 wins. Go, what is that, 11 and 17
6.
games? 6. 11 and 6. 49ers at 10-7. Seahawks 8-9. Cardinals also possibly at 8-9.
You think the
I'm
49ers win 10 games?
Yes, I don't think they win this division this year. I think the Brock Purdy magic's over.
I think if you think they're gonna lose, they at least tie the division and end up losing a tiebreaker. 10 wins is crazy.
Let me look at their
Brock
schedule.
Purdy doesn't have to have magic. He doesn't.
I know. I don't think that team is.
What are you doing? Looking up their schedule?
I have 6 losses. So what is that? 11-6. I could see that 11-6, 11-6, and it comes down to like the divisional games, or you know what I mean.
They actually have a pretty tough schedule.
They have a lot of tough away games, dude.
I'm thinking about games they possibly could lose. So these are games. I'm not saying they're gonna lose, but they possibly could lose. They could lose week 1 against the Jets.
They have a couple tough back to backs too. Like, let me see here. Where was the one I was
Cowboys.
looking
They play Chiefs,
at?
Cowboys.
Chiefs, Cowboys, and
But
then
they're both
2
at
Tampa
home.
Bay across.
Yeah, but there's a week. There's a bye week.
Good eye there. Packers
At the
Packers
Packers. I don't
at
think they have a
Bills,
problem with
both
that.
in December.
We'll see about the Bills. Yeah,
We'll see how good the Bears are. Then you get a divisional game against the Rams in Miami, and then home against Detroit. It's a tough little stretch there.
yeah, but I don't think they struggle. I don't. I think that they're
I think
too
Ace
good
would
all
agree with you.
around.
I'll give you 11-6.
I
I
think
think
the
I think
most
we could
games
see
they
some
could possibly lose. Most games they could possibly lose is 7, and obviously they're not. I don't think they lose every single one.
Yeah. I also love McCaffrey. I hope this doesn't happen, but he's never stayed as healthy as he did last year, so not banking on it, but history does repeat itself, and he's done that in the past.
Correct. All right. Nice little breakdown of.
He goes down, that team's over. Can you admit that?
I don't think they're over. I think that they could win 10 games, 9 games,
9. Yeah, I'll give you 9.
10 still, dude.
I don't think so. Who's your backup running back? Like, is it who were we watching the other day?
Isaiah Mitchell.
No, who was it that we were like, holy shit, I haven't seen that name since McCaffrey got Matt Breida.
Oh, Matt Breida, yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's Isaiah Mitchell though.
I think Elijah Mitchell. I think they still have him too.
Oh, is it Elijah? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think it is Elijah Mitchell.
Awesome, guys. Good breakdown there from ChatGPT of all the different divisions and your guys' opinion on those as well. But let's keep going here. We're still in the NFL. Let's look at some season awards heading into this year for the offensive side of the ball. MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Start off with MVP odds here. Patrick Mahomes in the lead at plus 500. Josh Allen behind him at plus 850. Joe Burrow at plus 900. CJ Stroud at plus 1,000. Lamar Jackson at plus 1,400, and Jordan Love tied with him at plus 1,400 to round out those top six. What are your guys' thoughts for MVP this year coming into this year's NFL season?
Mackie.
See, I can't look at this because I'm in New York. Yeah, I'm in New York, so I can't see like awards. So
You can't even see the odds?
nope. I'd have to look it up on
Did you?
Google.
Oh, damn. All right. So I don't. I honestly hate betting the MVP because it's just who's going to get the most touchdowns. I like I usually try to take a flyer on some odds here, but like Mahomes at 5-1 is always an appetizing price. He didn't have his best year last year. They're going for the three-peat. Could it just be as simple and chalk as Mahomes for the MVP pick at 5-1? I don't love Josh Allen at 8-1. I thought last year was more of his chance. I like a Joe Burrow ticket at 10-1. Ones I'm not even looking at. I think it's too early for CJ Stroud. I think the hype on him is. I think he's good. I just think the hype is insane, which could help his case here, I guess you could say. But Jordan Love, kind of same situation. Jalen Hurts, not even looking at that one. And Lamar Jackson, I think they're looking to get somebody else in that conversation, as he's kind of gotten his shine at the MVP. But I guess I'd say maybe Burrow or Mahomes. But I feel like I've heard so many people saying Burrow, so just fuck it, give me Patrick Mahomes. I'm not going to doubt him.
Yeah, I
I think
think
he.
Burrow and Mahomes as well. I think
Uh,
Josh Allen. Josh Allen has. I mean, it's going to be all him this year. So I mean, you
True,
guys can't hold
if
him,
he's
but
good, it is all him. Yeah, I like
don't
James
count out my
Cook,
boy.
but
Don't
you
count
know
out
what I
my
mean.
boy Dak too. He was second last year.
Yeah, true.
Dak plus 1,600,
If he
Good
has a
value.
receiver,
I'm not saying take it, but good value.
tied
yeah,
with Brock Purdy.
Bad
he's like the
value.
craziest one. Yeah, bad value. I've seen some people saying, I've just seen like some ridiculous tickets. I saw someone post a Caleb Williams ticket. What's he at on Fan? I'm looking at FanDuel right now
Like
because MGM's
3,000
down
or
I'm
30,000.
on
5,000.
MGM. Their
As
app
soon
not
as I,
working.
yeah, as soon as I tried to sign in, it wouldn't let me. It said they're
Well,
doing like
here, let's keep rolling through these last two then here. Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey plus 750 with Tyreek Hill at plus 750, CeeDee Lamb plus 1,000, Justin Jefferson at plus 1,200, Jamar Chase plus 1,200, and Saquon Barkley at plus 1,400 for those top six.
Great value for Jetta's at 1,200, but he doesn't have a quarterback. Who's he have? Sam Darnold.
yeah.
So I think there's still good value on him though. I don't think Tyreek
Give
Hill
me
and Christian.
give me CeeDee Lamb or Jamar Chase here. Both are looking to get paid. Both might get paid before the season. I just said Joe Burrow for the MVP. Who's he going to be throwing the ball to? His college
Jamar Chase.
roommate, Jamar Chase. I like that.
Okay, I like those values.
You get both at 10-1 too. At least on FanDuel. I'm looking at it on FanDuel.
Jamar Chase is 12-1 here on MGM.
Damn.
Bang.
Out on MGM, even better.
Let's go to Offensive Rookie of the Year here. Caleb Williams leading the pack at plus 130. Jaden Daniels at plus 500. Marvin Harrison Jr. at plus 750. Bo Nix plus 900. Malik Neighbors at plus 1,300. And Xavier Worthy at plus 2,000. What are your thoughts?
I think it's either one or two.
Yeah. Unless, yeah.
Good
I'm
value on Jaden Daniels plus 500. There's no value on Caleb Williams just because injuries come into play. He's on the Bears. He has no offensive line. Plus
cursed
130 is
franchise.
crazy, yeah. But good value on Jaden Daniels, I think.
Yeah, I see 600 on FanDuel, and the other one I kind of liked is Marvin Harrison, but it's going to be one of those quarterbacks. It was a quarterback draft.
For sure.
But like if Kyler pops off with Marvin Harrison and that nice little offense they have in
You
Arizona,
have to relax with Kyler Murray.
I know you don't like him. I like the pieces that they have on that team.
Too
Veteran
high on
running back. I
too high
like
on some
McBride.
shit team. We'll see.
They're in a tough division.
Lots of good stuff there on the offensive side of the ball. We'll do Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year here next week as we, again, approach the NFL season. Next point here, teams have started to announce their week 1 starting quarterbacks. Broncos confirming Bo Nix, Commanders confirming Jaden Daniels, Bears with Caleb Williams, and Raiders with Gardner Minshew. Do any of these moves surprise you guys?
Bo Nix was definitely not a given. But the other two, I mean, was Gardner Minshew in a QB competition?
Antonio Pierce said it was, but I feel like they signed Gardner Minshew to take over for Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah. Bo Nix was
And now I feel like next year, I feel like the Raiders are just waiting on next year, either Cowboys to figure out their situation with Dak, or they're just going to draft like Quinn Ewers or one of those quarterbacks at the top of the draft
Carson
next year.
Beck or something.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, nothing really surprising here. I think who is Bo Nix going against? Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham. Like,
Yeah. So that's not really surprising. You go with the young quarterback who's shown a lot of promise in preseason, but I don't think
yeah,
the
like
Broncos
fuck
team's
it.
very good.
That'll at least get people in the seats. Like, no one wants to go watch Zach Wilson.
Yeah, yeah. Sell tickets, exactly.
Awesome stuff. NFL season just 2 weeks away as we continue to gear up for that. But college football stands in the way here. Football is officially back. College football kicks off this Saturday, August 24th, with number 10 Florida State Seminoles and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets heading overseas to Dublin, Ireland for their Week 0 matchup. Let's take a look at the spread, total, and odds for our first college football game of the 2024 season. Like I said, Florida State ranked 10th. They're favorited minus 10.5. Totals at 55.5. And Georgia Tech money line at plus 340 for those overseas games. What are you guys thinking here? Do they normally do overseas stuff for college football? Have I missed that in previous years?
There's always a Week 0 game across the pond.
Okay.
Am I right, Huff?
I don't remember.
Notre Dame played last year in
I do remember that.
They
Ireland.
love sending Notre Dame places. They love sending Notre Dame somewhere.
Well, obviously going to Ireland, they're fan favorite over there too. But I don't know. Florida State has that killer defense. I think they'll be able to kind of hold Georgia Tech here. But I like the under 55. I think it's a good play.
Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. I lean on Florida State minus the 10. I'm interested to see Uyunglele, however the fuck you say his name, how he fits with this Florida State offense under is it Mike Norvell, their head coach, the guy that a couple years ago was talking all that shit from Florida State. I think he's still their head coach, but I think Florida State's going to be a good team, ranked 10 in the nation coming into this season, under 55. Mackie, I do kind of like that as well. I think Georgia State will struggle to put up points as well, and I think Florida State will handle theirs. Give me the Seminoles in this matchup. I'll say like 34-13, 47 points.
I'm gonna go 28-3. I think it soars under. I think Georgia Tech can score the damn ball. College football, baby.
Very differing opinions here, but I think it's going to be a fun game. First game back, I think it's going to be electric. Everyone's going to be excited. Everyone's going to be excited to play. So, looking forward to it. Alrighty, let's keep it moving here. Into the NHL, Patrick Laine has been traded to the Montreal Canadiens. Do you think Laine can get back in his form like he was in Winnipeg just a few years ago?
God, can this guy just get out of the league? Do you see him over the podcast and everything? Like, yeah, I really want to get to that 50 goal scorer. I want to be their player. Shut up, dude. You haven't been good since you got drafted in 2015.
I haven't seen any of that. Where was he saying all this?
Oh my God, what was it? It was like Spit and Chicklets or something. Maybe it wasn't Spit and Chicklets. I've just seen him on like 3 different podcasts yapping. I'm like, dude, like you don't care. He doesn't care about the game. He goes through the motions every single time. He was in Columbus. Obviously, you're in Columbus. It's a shitty situation, but the same thing in Winnipeg. And Winnipeg was contenders when he was there.
Yeah, I don't know. There was rumors the Penguins were going after him, and I really did not want us to go get him, and I'm glad we didn't. So that's my
I'm not a Laine fan at all. He was a beast when he was at the World Juniors with Finland, and then he got drafted. What did he get drafted? 2nd overall behind Austin Matthews.
Yeah, dude, he's
Yeah.
a horse. He's just like huge. I don't know how he can't. Like you said, he just doesn't give a fuck. Like, I mean, that's the number one thing.
Who knows? Maybe he'll spark something up here with like
Yeah, maybe just wanted to get back in
Wi-Fi
Canada. I
and
mean, I know he's
yeah.
not Canadian, but just even play for a market that actually gives a fuck about the team.
We'll see if it works out for him.
Alrighty, next point here. With the release of NCAA football and Madden in the rearview mirror, we look ahead to the release of NHL 25, where the NHL leaked a video that leads us to believe the Hughes brothers, Quinn, Jack, and Luke, will be featured on the cover of this year's game. Any excitement for this game?
I feel like a little early for the for those three to be on the cover. No, Mackie, you think it's a little? You think it's that was coming at some point.
It's just the NHL trend, like, with all this, like, the young faces, the young
It's
demographic
like
that
when
they
your boy
have.
was on the cover, Zegras. Like I didn't
Dude,
think
Luke Hughes on the cover of an
that's what
NHL,
I mean. Like
like, come on, dude. The guy's played, like, 15 NHL games.
they might as well just put what's his name on the cover, Bedard. At this point, what did he play last year? 20 games.
Who, Bedard?
Yeah,
Nah, he gotta get, like, 50 in, but
you know what I mean with the broken
yeah.
jaw. But like
Yeah, it's
I
just
Jack Hughes, stud. Quinn Hughes, is he have a Norris?
stud. Stud.
Does he have a Norris?
Did he win it this year?
Yeah, yeah. I think
I
he
think
did.
he did. I think he
I think
did.
he did.
Stud. I
All right.
love Quinn Hughes. I'm a big Quinn
Kind of
Hughes
it
guy.
kind of makes a little more sense now because didn't
No,
Jack
it doesn't. It doesn't. Just do the two brothers at that point. Like, Luke Hughes is not an
they're
NHL name yet.
yeah, that'd be like them doing the Stahl brothers back in like 2010 and when Eric and Jordan were actually good and then they'd throw
Yeah,
like Mark
Mark.
Stahl in there with a defenseman who's like a second line defenseman.
What about the
That
fourth
that
Stahl
would
brother?
that wouldn't even have been that bad. Like, this, like, I mean, it wouldn't have been good, but this is like, come on, dude. Just do the two brothers.
Yeah.
The bona fide studs.
I personally don't like anytime they do more than one athlete on a cover. Like there's one cover athlete, you know what I mean? There's few situations where like they've done it in the past and it's been cool. Like 2K's pulled it off a couple of times with like the Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and or Russell Westbrook one, I think it was, or James Harden. There's been a couple that are good. I feel like the hockey one, any of the football ones that they do with two guys, I don't like. It's like it just looks more. It looks better with one.
Who was it on, was Larry Fitz and Heinz Ward?
Paul Malu. They were like lined up across
Oh,
from each other.
Paul Mo, yeah. That
That
was a
was
good
because
one, though.
that
That
was
was
the
a cool
Super
one.
Bowl matchup that year. That's why I mean, I obviously thought that was cool, but like, and I like Fitz, so like that one was decent. That was the first time they did it too, and then they kind of just kept doing it. They were like, wait, we can get two fan bases really hype about this game
Yeah.
just because their favorite players
Yeah.
on this game, like. But yeah, I don't know. I think three's a little aggressive. Like I said, 2K's done it in the past, but um, maybe wait a year and see if Luke Hughes is going to be like a, I mean, I'm not saying he's bad, but like give him some
No,
time to
but
like
dude, he's
make a
played, like,
name for himself.
played in college last year.
Yeah. Next one's going to be like Bedard and Celebrini. Just start throwing all these fucking 19-year-olds on the cover.
Yeah, they gotta figure it out.
Alrighty, let's get out of the the NHL world and into the MLB. Starting out with our power rankings here for this week. Coming in at number 5, the Milwaukee Brewers. Number 4, the New York Yankees. Number 3, the Philadelphia Phillies. 2, the Baltimore Orioles. And number 1, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Remember, you can find that posted that's Monday we post that.
Yeah.
Mondays we post our power rankings for the MLB on Instagram. Any thoughts on that? Or
Padres
should I go?
snubbed.
Yeah.
Padres are the hottest team in the league right now. I know they're only 7-3 in their last 10, but they've been playing incredible baseball. They're 3 games behind the Dodgers, who we have at number 1 of the division lead. I think they can surpass them if they keep playing the same ball they did. Huff, last night you had the Twins. What were they, 5-1 at one point? They lost 7-5?
Well, no. It was 3-1, 3-3, 5-3 in the eighth. Bottom of the eighth.
7-3, 7-5 in the eighth.
Bottom of the eighth, they went crazy. I literally was laying in bed. They tied the game. I was like, this is fucking over. No, the Profar 3-run home run, 5-3, make it 6-5. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to bed. Yeah, that they're legit. I mean, Jesse, kind of just lead into this next point we have because that's really what we have.
Are the Dodgers in a situation where you could see them slip up and lose their NL West division because of the surging Padres and Diamondbacks? Do you think they'll be just fine, secure their 3rd straight NL West title?
I think they're in danger, Mackie.
I think so. I think big time.
Who do you think it's going to be? Diamondbacks or Padres?
Padres. I think the Diamondbacks are going to fall off a little. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I mean, they're not going to keep winning at the rate they're winning it, I don't think.
Let's see. I want to see who the Diamondbacks play next. Oh, Padres play your Mets. I forgot you said that. And then they play. Oh, Arizona goes to Boston, and then home against your Mets, and then they get the Dodgers. I think we'll have a better look on this one next week. But Dodgers, obviously, they get Tampa Bay at home, then a big series against Baltimore, and then Arizona. So this is going to shape up the next week or so, and I definitely think the Padres could catch them.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. Padres are
Dodgers have had
right
some
now.
serious injury problems, and that's not making any excuse for them. That's like a fucking $2 billion lineup. They should have 150 wins every year with the amount of money that team spends. But I kind of hope they lose the division. That'd be funny.
Yeah, me too.
The
I'm
year
always
they get Otani and they lose the division, that'd be
I'm always
hilarious.
always rooting against them. Call me a hater. I don't really care.
Oh no, I'm yeah, believe me.
Alrighty, that's just about all we got there for the MLB as we get closer to the MLB playoffs here starting there at the beginning of October. Let's jump into some golf that we got here this past weekend. We saw, like, no, I'm not going to be able to say this good.
Hideki Matsuyama.
Hideki Matsuyama hang on to secure a win at the FedEx St. Jude Championship this week. We move ahead to the BMW Championship taking place at Castle Pines Golf Club in Castle Rock, Colorado. Last year, we saw Victor Hovland win at the BMW Championship. Who do we like heading into this weekend? Let me see if I can get some odds up on that. But go
Scotty's
ahead.
the favorite at plus 300.
Nice.
Xander at plus 550. The drop off to Rory at 12-1, Morikawa 16-1, and Cantlay 18-1. I guess Matsuyama also to go back to back is 18-1. I hate that there's no value on the guys I like, Scheffler and Schauffele, but
What do you have Scheffler,
they're always right fucking
Scheffler at?
there, so it's like never a bad bet. What'd you say?
What do you have
300,
Scheffler at?
300.
Yeah.
And then Xander 550.
Yeah. I had 600, but same deal.
Yeah.
Scotty.
The only other guy I'd look at is
It's
Morikawa because I like him. He hasn't been playing good golf though. So
a huge drop there, though. On those odds, like you said.
I feel like these last two events, Xander's going to win one, Scotty's going to win one. So I'm probably going to take them both in both events. And if it hits this weekend, I'm definitely doing it next weekend.
I think Scotty has a pretty good chance with Scotty over there. What'd you say he's at? 300?
Plus 300.
Mm.
That's the
I
kind of
never
thing
think
like,
it's worth it.
dude, like I'd wait till like the end of the first round. Worst case scenario, you get him at plus 220. It's like I'd take the chance for it to go to 450. You know what I mean? Because it will drop if he
I
comes out
don't
in
like
bogeys.
taking.
One of the first. Yeah, I know. I'm more of a Friday better too, but this I'm probably gonna lock in before Thursday.
I don't like taking golfers before the tournament starts, but I'd look into it on like a Saturday.
Alrighty, we got a little news out of the WNBA here. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese both dominating in college basketball. Now the pair keeps making history in the WNBA. On Sunday, Clark led the Indiana Fever to a 92-75 win over the Seattle Storm and broke another league record in the process. She scored 23 points and also recorded 225th assist, which saw her pass. I can't say that girl's name. Ticha Penichero. I've heard her name said, but I can't say it. Record for the most assists by a rookie in the WNBA history, which was set in 1998. Reese, who leads the league in rebounding with 12.3 per game, has reached the total after just 27 games. Is now just 2 double-doubles shy of matching Tina Charles' record for most double-doubles in a rookie season set in 2010. So these girls just keep battling out with various records and things. I feel like we talk about them every few weeks. Just something comes up. But any thoughts on that? Have you guys seen
I'm
anything good on the NBA?
I'm not gonna
WNBA?
lie, and I haven't watched a single one of these games, but I do think it is cool that they're both kind of living up to the hype, and they've taken their like rivalry that was very evident in college to the NBA, and I don't know. I don't really know how the playoffs work, what the rounds are, if it's single knockout, whatever. But I believe both their teams are in a playoff scenario. They're both pretty towards the bottom, so I don't think they're going to
I
go up
don't.
against each other. They're a 7 and an 8 seed, so they're probably both going to lose in the first round because New York and Connecticut are both pretty gross. I do know that about the WNBA. That's about it. That's me talking WNBA. That's what I know. So wherever you want to take over, go right ahead.
Um. Yeah, I mean, the Fever had the number 1 pick, so obviously they were trash last year, but they've been playing a lot better ever since Caitlin Clark's kinda getting in the groove of everything. Um, I don't wanna be an Angel Reese hater, but I think it's just insane how she shoots, like, 38% as a center, but, she puts up the numbers, she gets, like, 12 points a game, she always gets the
I
boards.
like when people show the box score, the play-by-play where it's like Angel Reese shot, missed, offensive
Dude,
rebound,
it's
shot.
insane. I've never seen anything like it, and I know she's not stat padding, she's just genuinely missing the shots, like, it's, like,
Yeah,
insane. But that's, like, I'm not gonna hate on her too much. She is doing well, but,
they're
she's
getting
not on
eyeballs to the league. Like
she's
the
n yeah,
WNBA used to
exactly.
never be on ESPN. I will say that. I
She's
watch
making her
ESPN
money.
every day, and I see something about the WNBA every day.
She's making her money for sure, so good for them. But Caitlin Clark is definitely the Rookie of the Year.
Alrighty, and one final thing here. The Backyard Sports franchise is back. The company started a new Instagram page and is teasing the release of a new set of Backyard Sports games. I've seen teasers for baseball mostly on their account, but I've heard of other things, and they keep posting, or other accounts are posting stuff about, like, you know, who was the best backyard baseball player, blah, 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 this, that, another thing. Any thoughts on this? I used to love playing those games. I played it like a couple months ago, and I still love it.
What
What was
would
that
it be
guy? Yeah,
for? I
Pablo
feel like
Sanchez.
yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a PC game though, isn't it?
It's probably going to be everything.
You think it's gonna be on PlayStation?
Well, I don't know. Like, it depends how, like,
If
in
the
depth it really is.
I was just gonna say if they try to charge me $70 for how
Right.
minimal backyard
It's
baseball is for a PlayStation game, I won't get it.
right. I
That's
do.
a
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
$20. That's a $25 game.
I don't
right,
know
that
if
you
I'm
play
gonna
for a
get it
couple
either.
hours.
They might upcharge though because they know that people are gonna buy it.
Yeah,
Right.
they're gonna try. They. I feel like all these companies saw the hype that college football got of a game that hasn't been out in 10 years, and they're like, all these companies are
Let's
like,
do it.
wait a
Yeah, like, make
second,
some money
yeah,
off
fuck it,
this.
let's do it. Like, let's get a team of geeks in a room, write some code, and make a video game. Like, people will buy it.
Yeah, for real. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to
That's
see
my
what that
thing. As
looks
soon as I
like.
saw you put that in there, I was like, if this is $70, I'm not buying it. But if not, that's pretty cool.
It could be free for all we
$70 for
know. Like,
backyard
on our
baseball would be
phones. It could be
insane.
an iPhone app at this point.
True.
Depends what they would do with it.
I'd pay
I
five
can't
dollars
imagine it's
for.
only going to be on the computer.
I'd pay $5 for a phone game of that.
I would too. Alrighty, boys. That's about everything I got here this week. Anything else?
I think that's
College
it.
football, college football.
Yeah, college football this weekend. Make sure, obviously, me and Mackie see it. Both of our score predictions has Florida State minus 10.5 in the under. So, might have two plays coming this weekend. We'll see how that line moves. Closer to this weekend, closer to Saturday. But make sure you're staying tuned to the social media. We'll get some plays out there for the MLB as well. Other than that, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you're also staying tuned. We're getting some PGA streams, NCAA football streams out there. Anyone interested in the video game streaming world, make sure you're staying tuned for those. Jesse, wherever you want to announce that those are available, the streaming, I can. It's up to
Available
you.
everywhere but TikTok. We got fucked on TikTok again.
Okay.
We'll talk about that another time. But
I.
it was something about the other night. I don't know what was said. Anyways, all right.
Libs.
Good stuff.
Libs.
See you next week.